Good morning, Erek.
Good evening, Wood.
I am so excited, but I am very frustrated at the same time.
You and me both, pal.
I am dealing with a situation here that's gonna make you laugh because it's very reminiscent of a situation you recently went through that involved mail and possibly being scammed.
Oh, no. You need to tell me about this right now.
I am gonna tell you right after we play the voicemail because we have another valued viewer voicemail, someone that called in and left us a message, so let's see what it says.
Hey,
Let's
my name
hear
is
it.
Riley, Rytoast Games on social. I just kind of have a question on content creation. How do you approach making new content? What's your, do you have like a system or do you just kind of wing it and see what sticks?
Usually when I leave a voicemail for someone, I don't leave a question that they would... Well, I guess sometimes you would, but this seems more like a topic for the show. Do you have any suggestions for... Was it Riley?
Yeah, Riley. If you're going to do content, I'll keep it brief. If you're going to do content, make sure you keep it consistent. Consistency is key.
Yeah, I agree. Consistency is key, yeah. Can I tell you what happened to me or what's happening to me currently?
I don't know why you haven't told me already.
Because I just remembered before we went live.
Let's hear it.
So for my YouTube channel, I do these videos where I order stuff from AliExpress. And I recently ordered my biggest order from them ever. Like $500 worth of gadgets. And it's already a crapshoot when you buy from AliExpress. Like, sometimes you can find like $1,000 gaming laptops on there for like $1. And then you buy them, and when they rock up at your door, it's literally a piece of paper with a picture of the laptop on it.
That's so terrible.
I'm not kidding. This is what they get away with, man. It's a nightmare. But if you know what you're doing when you're there buying things, you can find some really cheap gaming tech. It's always knockoff. I bought a bunch of fake switches, and But I bought them all at once, right? So I had my cart full of like 10 to 15 of these fake switches. And then I put in my address. And for some reason, after I had purchased it, it decided to change my address. I guess it like auto-corrected it to something it thought it should be. So where my actual address is, let's say my address is 123 Fake Street. It changed it to just say 3 Point. So now it says 3 Point, Texas, USA, and then my, not even my zip code. It changed my zip code. And I've been getting emails now because it's been a couple weeks saying that everything is getting delivered. It says now available to pick up at your local post office, but it doesn't say what post office. I don't know why it's going to the post office. There's a couple of them that have auto-corrected another time to say 3rd Street instead of 3 Point. So it says 3rd Street Point something. And when I look that up, when I look that address up on Google Maps and see the image, it's literally a shack. Like a shack. That's like 5 hours away. So my two theories now is that someone living in a shack in middle of nowhere, Texas, is having hundreds of dollars of fake switches rock up to his front door, or his local post office is very confused.
Okay, so logistically, yes, this is a nightmare. What mail carrier is this with? Is this
I don't know. That's the
DHL
thing,
or
because
something?
Kim looked at it and she was like, "What it doesn't tell you what mail carrier. It just says if it's there or not." And it says that it's there. It says that it's at a post office. Some of them are saying failed to deliver on them. So I don't know what's happening here, but I'm 95% sure I'm not getting any of these.
Okay, let me give you a tip. You can take this however you want. There's an app on phones. It's called Parcel. If you copy and paste your tracking number into this app, it will auto-populate with the mail carrier. It's obviously handed over to United States Postal Service at this point, or like DHL or UPS or whatever. So you can probably call them with the tracking number and say, "What is going on?" Or you've already done that, I'm guessing.
That I haven't done that yet, but there is no tracking number that I can find. And what makes it worse is it also scrubbed my last name. So now it just says Wood at a different address. So I've got to call up and be like, yeah, I'm Wood, and that's my stuff, even though I shipped it to the... It's an absolute nightmare, and I don't think I'm getting any of that stuff back. How has your week been? Because that's mine. You have unplugged your microphone.
Well, my week has been going pretty well so far.
Yeah, talk with me, intern.
Yeah.
I can see him talking. What has he done? What? How are you? What's going on with you, buddy?
Oh man, well I just got my second COVID shot today, which was
Oh,
pretty
really?
exciting.
Did it make you feel really sick? Because I heard that makes you feel really sick.
Not yet. I've heard similar things, but it sounds like others have experienced it. It's like it takes like a half a day for it to kick in to feel. I mean, I'm feeling slightly maybe like could become feverish, but otherwise it's fine.
Some people
sore shoulder.
apparently have no issues whatsoever, and then other people get like really sick. You remember Kristen, who we called into the show?
Yeah.
She got her second shot, and apparently it destroyed her. Like for a couple of days, she felt like the worst she's ever felt, and it's made me really scared to get mine.
Oh God. Okay, so let me tell you about my story about going to actually get my COVID shot because it is.
Oh, I love this. This is very topical. I want to hear it. Tell me.
It is absolutely something. So in my county, we are a little bit low on supply for COVID shots. So it's like you kind of got to get it where you can. And what my wife heard on the lowdown that well, if you sign up on Walmart's website, they'll actually tell you where to go to get your COVID shot at a nearby Walmart.
Oh, you get it at Walmart? I don't like that.
Oh yes.
I don't like that at all. A Walmart vaccine. No.
Yes. So, it gets better. So the Walmart that we were directed to is not the one in our local town.
Yeah.
There's one that is like 15 minutes away, kind of like it's like our town, but it's like a little bit worse than our town. It's one that you don't really, it's like you go there if you want to find like some really good like secondhand like pawn shops maybe or something like that. So, it's a little grungier side.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Yeah, somewhere you don't want to get a vaccine is what you're saying.
So we got to go to this place. So we drive out there and we go to the pharmacy and we fill out all of our paperwork. And the lady behind the counter is like, "Okay, so you're gonna want to go to the abandoned subway."
But no way, no way. Are you kidding?
I kid you not.
You're gonna want to go to the abandoned subway. Wait, are we talking Subway station or Subway the sandwich shop? Because either way, I'm feeling very uncomfortable. Wait, really? It's a sandwich shop?
Yes. So once upon a time, this Walmart had a
it's in the Walmart.
Yes. At first, I didn't know that either.
Okay.
But yeah, she's like, "Yeah, you want to go to the old subway?" Like, what do you mean the old subway? I think she's talking about sending me like halfway across town or something.
Yeah, you're going into an abandoned subway and some guy named Jeff is shooting you up with a needle.
I mean, at least she didn't direct me like back behind the Walmart next to the dumpsters or something. But anyway, so there's this near the entrance of the Walmart, there is this place that used to one time be a Subway for sandwiches. And we go in, everything's been stripped out. The walls are like white, just barren, kind of grungy, grimy. The ceiling tiles are missing. There's no counter. They ripped that out.
Are you sure
There's
you got the
mismatch.
vaccine? Like,
I think so. I don't know. It seemed somebody was keeping watch, so I seemed a little sketch. I don't know, but anyways, so I get this. I go in here. There's this mismatch of linoleum tile. It's freezing cold because I guess they got to keep the vaccines really nice and cold, right? But that's about the most like sketched out I've ever been. And I got. She must have used like the bluntest needle she could find. I might have been like the fourth or fifth person she used it on. I'm guessing. I don't know.
No, I don't think they use the same needle.
Probably not.
They sit there with a sharpening stone after. I send in the next one.
But yeah, she just jams it in my shoulder, and it hurts.
Yeah, I bet.
But hey, at least it's peace of mind, right?
I am terrified of getting the vaccine, but all jokes aside, I will at some point, even though I am terrified, especially whenever travel is opened back up again and I can go home and visit my grandparents, because I don't want to go home without it, I don't think they'll even let me go home without it.
Yeah, I most probably not, but I will say that it was overall, and it's pretty streamlined process. I wasn't really waiting around too long for it, or at least where I was. I was able to just get shot, get out.
Get shot, get out. That's what you want. That's what you want in an abandoned subway. Speaking of being abandoned, Is Erek back in the Zoom call? Is he able to be brought back in?
Yes. Here, let me make sure he gets back in just fine here.
Hi,
Let me
friend.
tell you what.
Hi, friend.
Let me tell you.
Tell me. Tell me, my guy. It's been one of those days.
Let me tell you how. Okay. I'm sorry to interject in whatever you were talking about.
We were talking about interjections, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, we were actually getting shut up in an abandoned subway. True story.
Okay.
You missed it.
There you go. I am so sick of having thousands of dollars of equipment.
I know.
And nothing works.
I know.
Okay. Whenever we do pre-show chats, we do the show planning, I drop out at least 5 times.
Yes, true.
I don't understand. My audio interface completely just, I don't know, just died.
We've been lucky, honestly, that every time we've gone live on one of these shows, we've done the whole show live with no hiccups. This is the first time that we've had an actual hiccup. And to be fair, I had a big hiccup. We had to try starting this show once already because my equipment, my thousands of dollars worth of equipment also is on the fritz, apparently. And we're having to wing this whole show.
I'm so sorry. But hey, look,
Don't be. Trust me, I 100% understand. I get it. My friend Billy and I, we have this ongoing joke that we are both cursed around technology. As soon as we come anywhere near working technology, it just breaks. So I feel your pain.
And I don't understand because my computers have been nothing but reliable. And now I have 2 MacBooks in front of me and none of them are working. It's like you feel like you're on a deserted island, completely stranded. It's like there's a show going on.
You're sat there. And
I'm just like I can't do anything.
Like the worst hacker in the world. 2 laptops and nowhere to go.
It's like I'm not in.
I'm not in. On the bright side, I had a great conversation with the intern and we're ready to start our show.
Okay, let's do it. Hey, by the way, we didn't allude to this unless you guys already did. If you want to call into the valued viewer voicemail, make sure to ring 210-951-4927 to leave us a voicemail anytime during the week. And if you're lucky, you might just get on the program.
Yeah.
If our computers work.
Yeah. Let's start the show. Hey, let's go straight into this valued viewer call. We were going to do a randomly generated topic here. And I hate to cut it, but we've already been talking for a while about getting injected in subways. So
that's fine. What?
You really did miss it, my guy.
Okay. All right. Okay. So look, we have a valued viewer. If we can get him on the program, his name is Mark. He's a preschool teacher. He left us an interesting story that we want to call to follow up on. Would you want to read this one out?
We'll let him read it out, but we'll have to give the intern a second here since we're jumping ahead to get him in and try and give him a call. But he does have an interesting story, and it's one of those that he's holding hostage, which always gets us. I don't know why we're such suckers for it, but he's giving us a little juicy snippet of the story, and then forcing us to call in to get the rest.
All right, I've got him in the waiting room here. Let me know when you're ready.
Actually answered. That's
wow.
We didn't even tell him. All right. Well, we were gonna play something first, but go ahead and bring him in, and I'll play it while he's in.
All right, here he is.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
Mark, how are you?
I am great. How are you guys?
I am fantastic.
Yeah,
Mark, you answered the phone way quicker than anyone else ever has, and we weren't expecting it. So we didn't actually get to play our little jingle. Do you have a moment with us?
I do have a moment.
Okay, here we go. Cold calling. We're gonna call you. Cold calling. Out of the blue. And you answered. Thank you so much for picking up the phone.
Thank you.
No problem.
Did you know we were calling, or this is just something you answered and now here you are?
I didn't know you guys were calling till I happened to hear preschool teacher, and I was like,
"Oh, God, so you were watching the show?
Probably me."
Yeah, that's definitely you.
Always.
You're not teaching the kids right now, right? You have a free minute.
No, they're asleep, hopefully.
Do you remember, you filled out our valued viewer form, which is what we're calling you about. Do you remember what you wrote in for embarrassing story?
I do.
So you okay, just to keep the viewers up to what's happening here. You teach children and follow the rules, but you misbehaved a lot as a child. At least one of your stories involves the cops being called on you for a very stupid reason when you were 7. Call me if you want the details. So you're live on air, man. Let's hear the story.
All right. So, yeah. So I was, my mama one day, she wanted to go to the grocery store. And of course, I'm 7 years old. And she's like, okay, we need to go to the grocery store. And I'm like, I don't want to go to the grocery store. I want to stay home and play Mario.
That's fair.
And she's like, yeah, exactly, right? But she's like, no, we got to go. So me, as a highly intelligent 7-year-old, decide that I'm going to pause my game, run out the back door, and climb up a tree.
What? Like in protest?
Exactly. Like, I climbed up this tree all the way to the top and refused to come down. Like, she comes out and she's telling me, she's like, Mark, you got to come down. We got to go to the grocery store. We got to get dinner. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go to the grocery store. I want to stay home.
Where is this story going? That cops are called.
Exactly. She's like, okay, if you're not going to come down, I'm going to go in and call the police.
What?
And tell them to come get you.
Your mother called the police on you for climbing a tree?
Yeah, exactly. I called her bluffs, and before I know it, there's a police officer down at the bottom of my treehouse looking up at me. It's like, son, you got to come down. Your mom needs you to go to the grocery store. But no, it gets better.
Okay.
Because I get down and I run from the police. I go to the neighbor's house and hide under their bed.
It's a tree and run.
Yeah. So you have like these 2 patrol officers chasing the 7-year-old, and I'm just continually hiding from them because I don't want to go to the grocery store.
We're playing a game at the end of this show called Fact or Fibber, and if this was the story that someone called in with, I would not believe this story at all.
I know, right?
Yeah. When you guys said that, I'm like, oh my God, why did I submit this? I would have so won.
You would have won 100%.
You guys called.
That's great. Yeah, your mother called the police on you for hiding in it. Did you say tree house? Did you have a house up there, or you just said tree house?
I had a tree house, but I climbed up above that, so I'm at the very tippy top. Wow. So, like, there's hardly anything to hold on to, but I'm just, like, holding on up there for dear life.
I mean, I guess that's one way to get your 7-year-old to stop playing Mario and get out the tree. Just call the police.
Call the cops.
Call the cops.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure, why not? I have a similar story, if you wouldn't mind me regaling you, Marky Mark.
Not a problem at all.
When I was, I want to say 15, 16 in high school, I was big into drama. I was big into creating like little movies and things. And I was trying to make this movie in this small little closet type room. It was an upstairs thing in the drama room, and they kept all the outfits up there, the costume. It was a costume room, right? But it was like in the attic, but it was a pretty big room. And my little joke, my little show was I am like a keeper of the costumes. This is my costume store. This is my little sitcom that I was trying to make, right? And the end of the show, I wanted it to go up in flames. Like, the joke was that all my costumes got burnt down in a fire.
Oh, no.
Yeah, some of you are catching on. So I asked permission to use the smoke machine, because we had a smoke machine at the school. And so I'm up there, I'm pumping smoke into this small, tiny place, right? Not even thinking about it at all, trying to get this shot. And suddenly, I hear these alarms ringing throughout the entire school. And I'm like, oh no, I've set off the fire alarm. So I'm opening all the doors, I'm turning off the machine, I'm trying to get all the smoke out of the room. And like the alarms turn off, and I'm like, okay, great. They were only on for like 30 seconds, and I was like blowing on them, and it turned them off. I was like, okay, great. So I sat back down, turned the camera back on, and I kept going. Here's what I didn't know. Regardless on if a fire alarm in a school goes off for 5 seconds or 5 minutes, the fire brigade
Oh,
still
no.
has to show up to the school. So I'm sitting there filming, and this is upstairs, and suddenly I hear all these men and women running up the up the stairs. And then in the back of my shot, these firemen are running in. Needless to say, two things. One, I had an amazing end to my show because I got a fire brigade in my episode. And two, I cost the school, because apparently I found out each fire truck is $1,000 the school has to pay, and 3 fire trucks showed up. So I cost the school $3,000. My deputy principal was so mad at me, so visibly mad at me. The next day I had to bring her flowers to apologize, and I think she accepted the apology, but I still cost $3,000 worth of flowers. That is a true story.
Wow.
Oh my Lord. Hey, Mark, thanks for calling in. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for answering. That was really good.
I appreciate you guys.
And
and just a reminder to everybody out there, make sure you fill out the valued viewer form with some good stuff.
Yeah. Get on the show. And also a reminder to you, Mark, if any of your school kids tomorrow ask to borrow a smoke machine, what do you say?
Oh, I already let him go. Sorry.
Oh.
You call the cops.
Bye, Mark.
Thank you for coming on. That was really great.
Thank you for coming on the show. Now tomorrow, a kid's got to come up and ask for a smoke machine. He's got to say yes. I didn't get to tell him not to.
Some guy on the internet named Wood told me that I could borrow a smoke machine.
I think this is okay. Yeah. I mean, Wood didn't tell me not to. So.
That was great. Ah, man. So, look, there's lots of stories happening here on this particular talk show.
Oh my God, good ones too.
I was laying in bed the other day, and of course, I try and like rack my brain of, what's happened over my life. What can I talk about?
Mm-hmm.
As we've alluded to before, you and I come from a gaming background, right?
Yeah.
And in a previous life, we used to go to gaming conventions.
Oh, wasn't that a long time ago?
Yeah, I know. Fist bumps only.
Fist bumps only.
So I've only ever been to 3 conventions.
Mm-hmm.
One is PAX 2014, which you and I went to.
Yeah, together.
PAX 2016, I went to.
Mm-hmm.
But in 2015, I went to Retro Game Con in Syracuse, New York.
Oh. Good times.
And I was so jazzed up about this because with my YouTube channel doing like retro video game covers, I was like, there's a booth available, so I bought this table space for the day, and I got CDs. I got 100 CDs made, and I sold 85 out of 100 CDs.
Whoa, that's not bad. I have taken shirts to con and not sold that many shirts, so you crushed it.
It was pretty good. If you want to bring up the photo while I'm chatting.
Oh yeah, I would. I think I am. All my equipment is down today, but I can manually pop that bad boy. Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, this is me and my girlfriend at the time, now wife, Amber.
Congratulations. Muzzle tough.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So she helped design all the stuff. So the last the night before we went there, we were at Staples, getting big things printed and gluing them on cardboard, and I brought a spare TV, playing music videos and all that stuff. So I was, completely going in cold to an audience that had never seen me before. So that was really great. I even got recognized.
Oh, here we go again.
Which is really, I know this is really weird. Some guy's like, "Oh my gosh, you're the guy that does the video game covers," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's me." So it was like I was signing CDs and stuff all day. It was really fun. But there was one thing that happened.
Okay.
That I really just cringe at.
Oh my God, I have so many of these. Please.
This is and it's something I said. I was totally out of line, and I was feeling really hyped.
Okay.
On the day, I was in such a good mood. Like I was interacting with people. Like I was more social than I normally am. Like I can be outgoing, but I'm pretty introverted. Same as you.
Mm-hmm.
So Amber and I were just sitting there, just chatting, and some people, in cosplay walk by. You see all these cool, Star Wars and anime characters and all that stuff. And there was some lady. I think she was supposed to be dressed as, if you've ever seen Interstellar 5555, it's like the Daft Punk Discovery like feature length movie. It's just like this anime thing that's set to the Daft Punk album, whatever. So she's painted herself blue. She's wearing a white top, a white skirt, and she's got blonde hair. I'm pretty sure that she was supposed to be dressed as that. She walks. She.
I'm getting worried, man.
This is so stupid. And every time I bring this up, Amber's always like, "Man, that was such a rude thing that you did."
Oh no!
So she walked by, and I just out of the blue, I was like, "Yo, are you supposed to be a Smurf or something?" And like, it was so it was so out of line. It was something that I honestly never do, and I've never done since. And you could see this girl's face. It just visibly sunk.
Oh no!
And to make matters worse, like I realized what I had said, and I felt really guilty over it. And again, I was like totally out of line. That I went up to her hours later after seeing her walk by my table again and again. I was like, "Look, I'm really sorry. That was really out of line." And she just ignored me.
No, no, I mean, you deserved it. You deserved
Yeah, I did.
it.
That was really rude of me, and I'm really sorry. So if she's listening now, look, I was totally out of line. I've regretted it ever since.
Hey,
I did apologize.
We've heard stories today of people having cops called on them for less. So I mean, really, you got away lucky.
I know, right? It's terrible.
I have so many of those awkward, embarrassing stories, though, of people I'm meeting at cons, and oh my lord, I wish I could tell so many of them. The thing is, so many of them are made awkward because of the other person as well, people that are coming to meet me, and it feels horrible to tell these stories of people coming up. And there's been some legitimately awkward conversations and hilarious conversations because of that awkwardness that I'm sure if we were to sit down with that person and tell the story, it would be a great laugh. You know, they were nervous to meet me, but I don't feel comfortable sharing one of those stories because it's just kind of, I feel really bad about it. So instead, I'll tell you this completely different story at a gaming convention. I went to too many games one year, and if anyone that was with me, like other content creators, I want to give a formal apology for something that I did at that con.
Oh no.
And I don't know how many people caught onto it. I know a few people knew, but I was really bored. It's like a 3 or 4 day con. Great con. Nothing bad on the con, but I was really bored about the third day, right? So I'm sat at the table and I randomly turn to one of my friends and just out of sheer boredom, I said, "Hey, can I borrow $5? And he was like, "Yeah, sure." He just gave me $5. And like, I didn't know where I was going with that, but I was like, man, that was really easy just to get $5. So then I decided to see how many people I could say, "Hey, can I borrow $5? And get $5 from, with the intention being by the end of the day, I would give everyone back their money. But it got a little out of control.
Oh no.
Okay, and I want to reiterate, I didn't do this to any fans of the show. I would never do that to a fan or someone I didn't know. It was just all the other YouTubers, content creators, people that I knew from my network, my managers, stuff like that. I would just go up and be like, "Hey, can I grab $5? Can I borrow $5? And they wouldn't even ask why I wanted it. I think I ended up collecting about $50 or $60.
Wow.
But
That's a lot.
The thing that sucks is the day ended and most of those people weren't coming back the next day and I couldn't find any of them and I just had their money and I felt horrible. So what I did is on the last day of the con, a lot of the people that were victims to me and then a lot of other people, we all went out for this massive dinner and I ended up putting down all of that money and covering like the people next to me and whatever tip. I was just like, "Here's $60 plus whatever I ate." And I was just like, "Here, just take that and use it to pay for the whole thing." But I never again, but there were so many people. There was one guy, I'm not going to say his name, but he thought what I was doing was so scummy. And I'm like, "No, it's just a joke. I'm giving it back." And every time I did it, I saw him go. And he's another YouTuber, and I know that he thinks I am the worst person in the world. I was just trying to have some fun, but I took it too far. And I hate myself for it.
I completely understand because it's like when you're in a situation like that, like asking to borrow money is almost taboo depending on who you are.
Yeah.
I've only ever asked to borrow money like from my parents, of course, and I dare not do it anymore because I don't like.
I hate borrowing money. I refuse to borrow money.
I'm a grown man now. I depend on myself,
yes.
and only myself. But man, like the thought of owing anybody any money is just
even $5. You don't want to owe anything. That's why I needed to settle the Stefano beef. That's just squash the Stefano. Because as soon as I realized, I was like, I got to give this man $100 because I feel horrible.
Yeah, I know.
So moral of the story is, don't ask people for $5 unless you plan to immediately give it back to them.
Yeah, I know. Well, hey, look, gaming conventions or whatever, they're a thing of the past now, pretty much. So
yeah, I mean, unless you quickly duck into an abandoned subway and get shot up by a stranger.
I wish I could. I'll understand.
You'll watch it back. You'll watch it
when I
back.
edit the show.
Yeah.
We've got a new segment.
am a purple unicorn.
I don't know. It kind of sounds like you're telling the truth.
I am telling the truth. You win.
Yay! Hey, we got a brand new show. It's called Fact or Fibber. Yeah.
So if you want to call in right now, 210-951-4927. Our intern is going to get you in the waiting room. Here's what this little game show is. It's something we're going to play from now on. Every now and then we'll bring it back. We're going to get people to call in, and they're going to tell us a story. A story not unlike climbing a tree and having the cops called on you. And we would have to decide whether or not they were telling the truth, or if they were lying, or if it was a fact, or
a fib.
A fib. If we get it wrong and we can't figure it out, the viewer gets one of our patent pending actual physical form pending certificate.
They're on the way.
So far, only 2 people have won the form, Ariana and Pokemon guy. John. John, of course.
Yeah, good. Johnny boy.
So if we take a few calls today, there's a good chance we'll be giving away like forms, certificates 3, 4, and 5 on the show today. If we can be fooled. And I got to be honest, Erek, I can sniff out a lie.
Me too. I'm a super sleuth.
Kim has called me many a things, and fib sniffer every day, every night before bed. She turns and like, you know what? You're still the top fib sniffer in this house.
You know what? Amber says the same thing to me. She's like, you know what? Not only you're handsome and charming and funny, but boy, you can really just
yeah. Sometimes Amber calls me too and says, you know what? You're also handsome. You're also funny, just like my husband Erek. But you both can sniff a fib. I don't know. I'm just killing time while the intern gets some calls.
I know. Hey, I came up with a really cool jingle last night.
You did, and I know you want me to play it.
I do.
Are you ready?
Wait. Yeah, let's hear it.
Fact fever. Gonna tell the guys to. We'll see if it's a fib or a fact. Fact fever. Gonna tell the guys to. We'll see if it's a fib or a fact.
Dude, you are getting better. Your singing was so good.
It's auto-tune. It's not auto-tune, but it's tuned. You know what I'm saying?
No, that was all natural, baby. We got a message from the intern. If people don't get through, have them try again. I don't know what's happening there on the back end, but the end might be getting backed up, as it were. So feel free to redial.
Yes, and just a heads up, if you're calling in and you do manage to get on the program, try and keep it as brief as possible because we do have a lot of people to get through.
Yeah. Let's not get an hour-long story about taking care of children. What was that one that we had? We had a lovely person on the show a while back. That story went on and on.
I don't know. There's been so many shows now.
I think the both of you just started talking about childcare, I think, for a while there, and the intern and I were glancing at each other in the cameras like, okay.
It's like, okay, let's get going on here. No, yeah. When you get on a topic, you can carry on a little bit, but we'll try and keep it concise. So, intern, do you know if we have anybody on the line? I see the intern.
He looks like he's talking. I see those little gums flapping. I mean, we can't really see much of him. He is all clouded in shadows, of course, but I think I see him talking to someone.
This shrouded and clouded, shadowy figure from the back room of Bed Bath & Beyond in some abandoned mall.
With somewhere. Candles and Dr. Pepper and the cream soda of Dr. Pepper, actually.
You know what? That's a variety of soda that has come out since my departure from the USA.
It is so good.
Quite nice.
They do sugar-free and what? Diet. They do diet Dr. Pepper cream soda and sugar-free. I don't know what the difference is. Or zero sugar. But that's different. Diet and zero sugar.
You know what the difference is?
No.
We've got a caller on the line. Let's bring him in.
Hello, is this Gibson?
Hey, Erek.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
How are you?
Good. How are y'all doing today?
I'm good. Do you like to be called Gibson or Gibby or...
It's John.
Oh, that works too.
Pokemon John.
Oh, Pokemon John. You've already got a certificate, John.
I know, but I want to be the first one with 2.
Oh, my God. Is Evelyn there?
I just tucked her in.
Oh, thank goodness, John. Thank goodness, because that audio was a nightmare to edit back.
I am sorry.
No, it's fine. We love her.
That's fine.
All right. Do you have a I believe this is how we're doing it. You already told our intern if what you're about to tell us is a fact or a fib. We're not going to know until we've guessed, and the intern can clarify that you haven't switched the answer on us. Is this true?
This is correct.
Okay. Hit us with your story.
So I work at a restaurant that's affiliated with a certain blue hedgehog who collects rings.
Okay, so Sonic.
Sometimes I answer the phones and they're speakers, and I am called ma'am almost 90% of the time. Well, Christmas Eve this year, I did it, and I delivered to the same person I took the order food for. Christmas Eve, people are really generous. They tip a lot. She gave me a $100 tip and told me to be sure to share it with the young lady who took her order.
This is, I feel like, and this is, you can answer as well, but we have to agree, I think. But I believe this. I used to work as a waiter, and I had stories like this where someone would tip $100, and it was a great day. What do you think?
I think it's a fact as well. Some people can be a bit cloudy when it comes over the phone because it's hard to pick out what somebody looks like or who they are. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say fact.
I also just felt like the way that you were telling the story, John, it felt put together. It felt genuine. You weren't stuttering. If you are a liar, you are a fantastic liar. So this is...
It is true. I'm called ma'am almost all day, every day.
Well, I'm sorry to hear. I shouldn't laugh, but I'm just so happy that we got it right. Thank you so much for calling in, and I'm sorry that you go through that. If it makes you feel better, which it probably wouldn't, I used to work at a drive-thru line, and I could always pick like ages and like identities just by like listening to the voice, and obviously not knowing what they might want to go by. But if I heard your voice, I already know what you look like just by hearing it after all those years of drive-thru experience.
I've had a few years of that. I'm not that good though.
Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate you calling in, and you sound really defeated by it, and I'm really sorry that that's happening to you. And if I ever come through,
I'll save the good ones for next time.
If I ever come through your Sonic, I will ask for you specifically, and I will slap anyone else that gets it wrong.
All right.
Y'all
have a good night and a good morning.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling in again, John.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Well, it sounded like turned that around. I was like, all right, well, if you got to go slap someone, I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I mean, at least you're out of Sonic, which is a big plus. So I do miss fast food varieties.
Another certificate pile is safe. We don't have to give one away. We don't even have to rush to create one.
Woo!
Ariana.
Tell me.
Well, actually, if John was to win another one, at least it'd be the same person waiting for two forms rather than...
I know.
Should we make a rule that you can only win one?
Maybe. I don't know.
Seems a bit fair for someone to stockpile them.
There's a limited quantity of them out there in the world. Okay.
Yeah, very limited.
It looks like the intern's got another call. He's currently screening it through right now, possibly. So we might have another caller here in just a minute. This is great. This is a great little program. This is a great little game show. I like this.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Looks like the intern's having a fantastic, in-depth conversation with this caller.
Yes, absolutely. See if we can.
One thing I think we're both gonna get good at is making idle chit chat via creating this show.
It's either this or dead air, which is really awkward. So
yeah, no one likes dead air. Are we ready to bring them in? All right, bring them in.
We're good to go.
All right, here he is.
Hello, who are we talking to?
Hello.
Hey guys, it's Bear. How you doing?
Hi. Good. Did you say Bear?
Yeah, well, I go by Bear. Yeah.
That is
fantastic. My name's Steven. There's too many Stevens in my family, so I just went by Bear.
Bear works for me.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you for calling.
And he will never go by Bear ever again.
It's rather me.
Do you have a story that we can sleuth on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hit us.
All right, so I worked at a McDonald's, as many people do in their teenage years. Mm-hmm. And as you guys probably have as well, know that the headsets connect to everybody else.
Yeah, great fun.
When you're doing drive-thru.
Great fun.
So I was, I taped the microphone of my headset, my iPod to my headset and played music so everyone can listen to it. The problem was it was also playing through the loudspeakers, and Michael Jackson's Beat It was on. And when somebody came up to the drive-thru, I was a little too short on taking the sound off, and they started singing the song. But we continued the song after it was turned off. We all had a great laugh about it. It was all fun. to top it all off, the gentleman then got out of his car and then moonwalked to pick up his order.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Crazy.
All right. Here's what I'm thinking here. I used to work in McDonald's and Hungry Jack's, which is Burger King. I know how these headsets work, and they do work like that. Great fun. It's great fun because you can actually divvy up the channels too. So if someone's taking an order in the drive-thru, you can just talk within the headset. So if they're trying to take an order, you can mess with them and talk into their ear at the same time. Great fun, except when it's happening to you. But I know that you can do what you said, and I believed everything up until the moonwalking to get his order. There, I think you were trying to twist us. Erek, what do you think?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think you're not allowed to serve people on foot if you're walking through the drive-thru.
That is
So I'm going to go
also
ahead
true.
and say I'm going to go ahead and say a fibber.
But would you, if...
Oh,
well, I think we
yeah,
got it.
everything up until the last part, yeah.
Yeah, you pushed it too far.
It was. He got out of his car at the very last second and then did one of those Michael Jackson kick things because he saw on the camera. But he did get back into his car and then finished up the order.
You know what? You messed up then. Because if you had said that, I still wouldn't have believed you. So just why didn't
Oh,
you...
shoot, that's a good one. Yeah.
Look,
I'm trying to go for the gusto.
everything in your story was true. What actually happened was he got out the car, did a Michael Jackson kick, got back in his car, and you just changed that last part to be something equally ridiculous. So if you were trying to fool us, you should have just
I
stuck
could
with
have
the
just
first.
said the whole thing.
Yeah!
That was pretty good.
We
It was pretty
appreciate
close.
you. It sounds
Yeah.
like a great day.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. Love it.
Thank you.
Cool.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Oh man, that's funny. Looks like we've got some more calls.
Yeah,
lined
apparently
up
we
here,
have
and so intern-
loads more coming in now all of a
Hold
sudden.
up.
People are starting to
Yeah.
get their brains flowing. We got anyone else
Yeah.
you can bring in right now?
Yep, sure do.
Yep, sure do.
Oh yeah.
Hello,
Hi,
who are we talking to?
Miranda, how are you?
Miranda.
That's what it says.
I was asking who we're talking to, but your username does say Miranda, unless you want to go by a different name, or that is not your name.
Miranda is my wife's name, but on Twitch I go by McGrath.
Oh, there you
McGrath
go.
works perfectly for us. Do you have a story for us, McGrath? Also, I want to say hello. Is this the first time we're talking voice to voice, right?
I think so.
McGrath is a big supporter of my Twitch, has been for a long time. Really great to talk to you. Thanks for calling in. Tell us your
Thank
story.
you. Let's hear it.
All right. So when I was in 8th grade, we went on a school trip to Italy, and the teachers would do the thing where they put tape outside your doors so that nobody would sneak out of the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And so a bunch of
Wait, what? What thing?
my friends came over to our room to watch scary movies. And then they were doing bed checks and they couldn't find them. So we had them hide behind some curtains, and it was a whole mess. And we were supposed to apologize to the teachers. And I didn't. So I ended up, even though I was in my own room, I ended up riding with the teachers on the 3-hour bus ride to Pompeii.
I have a question. What do you mean taping up the door trick? They would just got a bunch of tape and taped the door closed so you couldn't escape?
Well, if you put a piece of tape across the outside of the door, if you open it from the inside and leave, you have no way to put the tape back on the outside. So they'd be able to tell you left.
I don't like that. That's dirty.
It's tricky.
Erek, what do you think on this one?
Oh, I don't know. I'm torn. This one seems just too normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no abnormality. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm gonna say fib, because surely if there were students missing, the teachers would know. Am I correct?
I'm thinking they say that a person that has too many details is lying, but there wasn't really many details here. Almost like you were struggling to remember the next part of the story, and that's the only thing that's maybe thinking it's a lie. We've had 2 truths so far, so I also think that maybe McGrath might try throwing us off the trail with a lie. I'm gonna go with lie.
It's true. I was trying to figure out a story I hadn't already told in the chat or something.
I don't like that.
I like to try and remember my stories being a really awful student, because now I'm a teacher and try to avoid the karma that I imagine is coming to me.
Dang it. All right. Well, you get the 3rd certificate. Congratulations on really... I think we just overthought it ourselves, but we appreciate you and thank you, and we'll get that certificate sent out to you.
Nice.
Thanks for calling in, McGrath.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, anytime.
All right. I've got one more.
Okay.
I have one more person lined up, and that I don't know if do we still want to keep taking in more calls or
No,
is that
what?
enough?
Last one. Eric, are you
All right.
good? I'm seeing
Last one
cameras
here.
flickering. I'm seeing audio not hearing.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm back. I think for now until it decides to die again. So I completely missed. Did we get it right? Or
We
not?
did not. I'm sorry to tell you, we did not get it right. All right, we got to send out a certificate.
Ah.
So there was one more caller.
Yeah,
I thought you'd want to hear this one, so I'll go ahead and bring him on through.
All right.
All right, bring him in.
Here we go.
Hello, who are we talking to?
Hello.
Hiya, my name's Russ, but you'll know me as Brooksy.
Ah, Brooksy, thanks for calling in. I appreciate. Eric's having so many issues today. I don't know. Can you still hear us, Eric? All right, it's you and me, Brooksy. Let's go. Let's have a conversation. We've had 3 truth tellers so far. We're looking for a lie.
It's got to be about 13 years ago. I was fitting Paul McCartney's bathroom in one of his London properties and got to the end of the job and he didn't like the colour of one thing in the room, and you've never seen someone throw such a hissy fit.
Oh my God, I want this to be true so bad. Is that the whole story?
Yep, he basically spent like £4 million on this bathroom.
Wait, so what do you do for a living?
I was fitting bathrooms made from custom acrylic stone at the time.
Okay,
So it was
so
all very high-end stuff.
I'm going to try, because it was a short story, I'm going to try digging here while Eric's digging into his audio interface. What was the issue? What did he have wrong with it? What was he so mad about?
He had this plinth put in the middle of the room and decorative piece on the middle of it, and he didn't like the colour of the things that he'd chosen to go on that plinth.
What color was
So
it?
he decided to have the entire thing ripped out and start again.
What color was it?
Brown and yellow.
I had to ask you 3 times for that color. I had to ask you 3 times for that color, Brooksy. I don't even know if Eric has heard this entire conversation, so I might be on my own. Intern, I'm going to bring you in as my second man here. This is just the Eric Audio Issue podcast. What do you think?
Well, I think he told me the answer already.
Oh, yeah!
So I really shouldn't weigh in on the subject here.
Am I hot or cold? Can you tell me that? I forgot you knew.
I think hot or cold on a binary answer is kind of giving it away, isn't it?
I mean, if I answer this wrong on my own, I'm the reason why another valued viewer got a certificate, which I'm not really mad about, to be honest. Also, it's Eric's responsibility to try and figure out these certificates.
All right, I can't look. I'm having so many issues here. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that it's a fact. I haven't.
Whoa! Settle down. Okay, here's this. I'm gonna tell you everything really quick. I'm gonna give you the top points on what happened. Okay, Paul McCartney.
All right, I'm gonna throw my hands up if I don't hear anything.
Paul McCartney, right? Brooksy was doing their bathroom. Paul McCartney didn't like the way the bathroom was done, even though it was exactly how Paul McCartney wanted it done, so they had him redo it. I asked some follow-up questions about why he was mad. Apparently it was the color, and when I asked what color is it, I had to ask 3 times before I heard something like, what was it, brownish yellow, you said?
Yeah.
So it could very well be true, and it sounded very good up until you couldn't give me a color. Were you struggling to remember the color, or were you not hearing me ask the question?
No, the call was breaking up.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say that it's fact.
It is.
Oh, okay. Well, then mine. All right, cool.
Hey, I told you. I guessed it without even hearing.
I was about to try and convince you that it was a lie. Brooksy, you gave it away. You'll have many other chances to win one of those certificates. I'm sorry you didn't win one right now, but hey, I've had a blast. I've had a blast talking to you. I really have. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you. I'm sorry I really didn't get to hear you or talk to you.
See you, Brooksy.
Thank you. See you.
All right, see ya.
Look, it's been one of those days for both of us. I was telling you earlier that I went out to shoot a video with Kim this morning, and I spent an hour out there in a park shooting a video. All of it was overexposed, and we had to go back last minute and reshoot the whole thing. Then I was having audio issues and tech issues before I even went live. Now you're dealing with all of it. It's just one of those days.
You know, as I've alluded to, I've got like a
I know.
$3,000 MacBook here. I've got like a $4,000 audio
Yeah.
interface, which does not work with my $3,000 MacBook because I have to use a $60 dongle
You are so mad.
to connect the darn thing. So right now I'm using a cheapo USB interface, which is normally reliable, but this is cutting out. I don't understand. Like, what have I done to deserve this?
I feel your pain. It's the most frustrating thing when you're trying to get something done, especially live, and it won't come together. But I still think we have a good show here that needs to be heavily edited in post.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
As the intern says, oh yeah.
Can we get there? We go. All right. I think we should bail on this one before anything else messes up. But that was our show, and I had a good time.
Yes, that was lots of fun. Thank you.
Episode 6 in the can. Episode 7. Lucky number 7. Lucky if we don't have any audio issues.
Oh boy.
I had a good one, Eric.
Yeah, me too.
No, you didn't. Don't lie. Don't lie.
I know. This
had a really bad one.
experience.
Fist bumps only, though.